really rough matchup. He's playing against Mono Green Infect. So, hello everyone. This is the quarterfinals of SCG Open Kansas City. On your right, we got Nick Marriott playing Mono Green Infect. On your left, we got Matthew Dennis playing Solar Flare. And because we do highest standings, we do not do. Well, everyone do's. But I'm assuming that we do the finals.
I'm assuming we do the final standings.
Yes. Just so you guys do know, so you're not just thinking it's crazy, we did eat lunch in the last couple rounds, and we got food poisoning.
Yeah,
so
both
we
of us. I
hope
was
we
just
can
throwing
make
up
this
in the
round.
bathroom,
Yeah,
so.
I hope we can make it, but I don't feel.
We'll try our best.
All right, so
Nick Marriott leading things off with an Ink Moth Nexus.
sends it in.
Matthew
Ooh, do we have a
Dennis.
Do we have a tragic slip?
Ooh, no tragic slip for Matthew Dennis. So that
it's hard.
Dark
It's
Slip
hard to
just gonna
keep.
sit there, not doing any work.
Yeah, I mean the mental misstep was there to protect it too, but. All right, so Matthew starts his second turn and nothing. Kept a slow one. Ooh, that's a tough one. Well, he did just draw.
Ooh, that's a wild defiance.
Yes, this is going to be a tough one for Matthew. This matchup is really bad for Zombie Pod. There's no mortar pods that make it good.
Yeah, I mean, even Mortar Pod is, it's gotten a lot worse against these types of decks.
Yes.
That have Cathedral and things like that.
Yeah, it's just, but it's just
You can no
more
longer,
things. Like if you have
two for them, one them with it.
the newest version of Zombie Pod that I think I'm going to start working with has 4 Tragic Slips and 3 Fume Shooters with 1 in the board. I think they're just so important. Maybe it's just more gut shots, but like I think these cards are just essential for this deck. And I like Fume Shooters so you can like go use Pod to sack your Dross Messenger to go get a Disciple, and before you sacrifice, you Fume Spitter the counter off, and then you draw 3 and get the. So you get 3 activations with your Dross Messenger in the same turn. You know,
Yeah,
like
I mean,
a bunch
that
of
seems kind of unreal.
a bunch of life loss. So that's what I want to do. All right, so mutagenic growth,
+5/+5.
and that's
Yeah, no,
3,
it's
4, 5,
so
6, 7. All right, so
7 infect.
well, Matt has 2 infect
Does
left to
Nick
go.
have, yep, so
I mean, it's just
Matt
lethal on-
8,
it's lethal on
lethal
board.
on board with that Ink Moth and
With 2 mental missteps.
for Tragic Slips.
I mean,
Matthew Dennis just loses.
Yeah, Matthew does have the tragic slip, but the mental missteps are just going to hurt him. So he gets in for 3. That drops Nick to 15.
The Tragic Slip's not going to be good enough anyway because Wild Defiance is in play.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's bad. We need a Fume Spitter. That's not a Fume Spitter.
No.
I mean,
And
he's just
dead on board.
yay. All right. Gets in there, attacks for 2, and that's game 1. That's how
Yeah.
fast this Infect deck can get things going.
Yeah, I mean, this Infect deck didn't lose a single match during the Swiss. Now that puts him into the top 8 in first place, first seed. He gets to be on the play in every single match, and Mono Green Infect deck being on the play in every single match, that's kind of insane.
All right, yeah, so that is the end of game 1, but before we go to the next game, we actually are going to be giving away 3 whole months of premium this round. It's 3 months. Tomorrow morning when we get to the semifinals, we'll be giving away 6 months, and then in the finals, we'll be giving a whole badge to Gen Con, the entire thing. So we could ask you a question. You're going to respond on SCG Live at Twitter at SCG Live. I'm sorry, this is...
We both have food poisoning.
Yeah, we both have food poisoning, and I'm very lightheaded. I might not be okay. Can we call a doctor?
This is what Jacob Van Loon looks like when he just got done throwing.
But yeah, so here is my question. What is a store or small settlement established for trading, typically in a remote place?
What could that be?
All right, that is the question. I have no idea what the answer is.
Neither do I.
No, none. So, but yeah.
I hope
so
you guys know.
let's look at. Oh, we actually haven't even got.
It's the name of a Magic card, though. I can tell you that much.
Is it?
The answer, yes.
All right, so let's look at sideboards. The Nick Marriott with Mono Green Infect has a Diagraph Escort. I think that one's coming in.
I think you're right.
Yeah, 4 Spell Skites that are pretty good in this matchup. 4 Verding Corruptors that aren't bad. You don't really have to interact with many things that Zombie Pod does, but getting rid of the Zombie Pod when you're behind might be good. It stops things like Skin Render and potentially Massacre Worm to end the game. I mean, but the problem is you don't really want to play slow cards, because the slower the cards that you put in your deck, the better chance that that is just going to be a self-fulfilling prophecy that you get to that point. If you just have all your fast cards, you can probably just be faster than them. So it's weird, but by playing cards like Verdant Corruptor, sometimes the situation that you're afraid to arise will just arise because you're playing cards like Verdant Corruptor. Does that make any sense?
Yes.
Yeah, it's the same thing with like boarding counter spells in for the aggro deck. Like when a white weenie deck will splash like counter spells. But I think we're still in the process of shuffling up for game 2. But for Zombie Pod, we have 2 go for the throats that will hit some of the green creatures worth coming in. You just need anything that can kill.
I mean, you have Blood Artists that are just dead, basically.
Yeah, Liliana the Veils are good because they can kill some stuff. There's even... Oh no, he didn't play one. He did not play Ghost Quarter to get rid of the Inkmoth Nexuses. I did like the Ghost Quarter in the sideboard, but he did not have one. That sucks.
I mean, with all the clones, having one Ghost Quarter is pretty good too. I mean, copying a Primeval Titan and being able to match it with Ghost Quarter is definitely a relevant line. That's
what I wanted it for, and so you do want to take some of these cards out. Like, Blood Artist just isn't good enough. Like, you're not interacting with creatures often enough, and it's too slow, and the life gain does nothing for you. Yep. So I want to try to get all of them out of the deck.
About 25% worse than it is everywhere else.
Yeah. And you bring in the Duresses. Like, you get to bring in 3 Duresses, 2 Go for the Throats, 2 Lilianas, and you're going to be boarding out like Blood Artist, the Thragtusk, and Masquerorm. They're just too slow. All right.
Yeah, I mean, this match is way, way, way in Nick's favor. Mono Green Infect is really fast, and Matthew Dennis has a bunch of creatures that come into play tapped. His guys are not good at blocking. His deck is meant to be the aggressor, and the problem is that he cannot be more aggressive than Nick's deck.
No.
And, that's and his defensive and board stalling game plan hinges on life gain, which Nick's deck just completely ignores.
Yep, and the big problem is all your creatures come into play that can either block or they come into play tap, so they can't interact for a turn.
So it looks like Nick is happy with his opener, and Matthew Dennis tanking a bit here. Decides he's going to keep also.
All right. Turn 1, Fume Spitter. Good start.
Very good start.
Yeah, highly interactive. And it gets to take care of this Glistener Elf. And because it's a -1/-1 counter, Mutagenic Growth can't save it. So what Matthew's going to do is get in for 1 and probably just get rid of it now. He doesn't want an Apostle's Blessing or anything to disrupt killing all of his creatures. Because the one advantage is... Mono Green Infect only runs like 16 ways to actually win the game.
I mean, if you're Nick here, you just block.
Yeah, you should just block it. Oh, he's not.
Oh, wow. Then I guess Nick knew better than we did.
Yeah, I don't like this at all. He actually only has... upwards to 14 ways to deal damage, so that, I mean, it could very well easily be the only one, especially
maybe he's trying to save this Fume Spitter. Maybe he has a Go for the Throat in his hand or something like that. Seems like
that's something to respond to.
Yeah. I mean, now he's if he has a Go for the Throat, he's got to target this Glistener Elf.
No, I mean, you use the Fume Spitter because the Go for the Throat can target any more green creatures.
It can't get moved by the Spellskite. So
I wonder if a Spellskite's ever won the game for it. It's like Mono Green, you just have all pump spells, you have Spellskite. I'll just start Rancoring it.
Yeah.
How sweet would that be?
All
right, so Fume Spitter takes care of Glistener Elf in response to Spellskite getting into play and being able to protect all the infect creatures.
And this Liliana is going to deal with the Spellskite now. So things not looking too bad for Dennis this game.
No, Matthew Dennis will now be able to start using the Liliana to make both players discard cards, and every card in Nick's hand is really important, but Matthew can just simply discard Gravecrawlers that he draws. That's like one of the greatest things about the interaction with Liliana is you can just keep bringing these zombies back. All right, and that is the Diagraph. Is it a Glistener Elf?
Oh, no, it's the Diagraph. That's correct.
Yeah.
Oh,
it is a promo Glistener. Okay. All right, so Glistener Elf with a Rancor. Ooh, a Fume Spitter and a Go for the Throat. So Apostle Blessing is not going to be protecting that thing for too long.
Now, does Nick have a Apostle's Blessing in hand? Looks like he does. So,
yeah, he has
Dennis is going to play this Fume Spitter.
And now make each player discard a card.
definitely the correct play.
Yeah, you have to, because then you just have the sack outlet active again. Man, I like his hair, I like his shirt, but I love his deck.
It's a pretty sweet deck. Brad and I talked about this deck a lot.
Yeah.
On the phone earlier this week.
Yeah, I don't know if many of you know this, but we talk a lot about Magic and life and everything. We spend so many hours just chatting it up on the phone. All right, Fume Spitter is going to take care of this Glistener Elf now. In response, he's going to Apostle's Blessing. In response, we're going to go for the throw. So he does get that Rancor back, but he has no pressure, and Matthew has a Liliana in play that is going to start working since he's going Morbid now.
Yeah, and what Nick really needs to win this game is an Inkmoth Nexus.
Yes, he definitely needs an Inkmoth.
And, I mean, an Inkmoth, though, can end the game really quickly.
Oh, for sure.
So...
All right, there goes the Titanic Growth.
I mean, but if Matthew's able to empty out Nick's hand before he can find an Inkmoth, then...
There's an Acre Cloud Mirror.
I mean,
it's worth playing, right? Like, keep the Liliana low. I don't know what you do with it.
Yeah, I mean, if you just keep it in your hand, it's terrible. So... Alright. Yeah, it seems a little rough. I mean, maybe he's just thinking that he needs to not play it so he can discard it, and then, no, but it doesn't matter, because if he ever draws the Inkmoth, he's going to have to...
Well, he's going to have to discard a card, right?
Anyway.
And he gets to decide which one it is, like, but if he plays Acre Cloud Mirror, then Liliana goes back down to 1, and then if he draws another creature, then Matthew has to have a removal spell.
Mm-hmm.
And so at this point, I think you also put the Rancor on the guy.
Well, no, you put the Rancor on the guy the next turn. That way it gets to...
Well, no, now you're forced to discard it if Matthew goes that route. I mean, I don't think he
true.
will,
I
but...
mean, he's seen his deck list, though, so it's... I mean, it's almost impossible for Matthew to go that route. Like, what could Matthew have?
You could just have a removal spell.
What removal spell?
I don't... Tragic Slip.
Doesn't work. Wild Defiance.
Or not Tragic Slip, sorry. Fume Spitter. Works.
But he's already used Fume Spitters.
Well, oh, yeah. He has...
He only has 2 in his deck.
Okay, You're right. You got me this time, sir.
So Nick Marriott playing optimally right now, but I'm sorry. Normally Brad makes all the right decisions.
No,
I just got so excited because...
All right, he draws just another spell, and so does Matthew. He draws a land, but he wants to keep taking that Liliana up. And so, I don't know if I like discarding this land here. I mean, it's fine, I guess. I guess the Phantasmal Image is worth having. Another Wild Defiance. Yeah, Nick is in a tough spot. This Liliana seems super powerful.
Yeah, I mean, what Nick needs to do here is he needs to play the Wild Defiance, top deck an Inkmoth Nexus, and then top deck any pump spell after that. And then he wins.
Yep.
So if he can just runner Inkmoth Nexus into any pump spell, and he has a long time to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, before Matthew can reduce his life total to 0, then he wins.
All right, just a forest. Did we find another Birthing Pod? So yeah, just play the Birthing Pod. I would continue to tick up. Yeah, I would definitely continue to tick up that Liliana because I would want Ultimate. That Phantasmal Image is not that worth it. You have 2 pods in play. Once you find a creature, you get any creature you want.
What did Nick draw here?
Nick drew a Mental Misstep.
Alright, so that's just a completely dead card, so I'm going to take this one up.
Just discard Cavern, say go. It's so crazy that once he draws an Inkmoth, this game is completely different. If you even breathe on a creature of mine, it is huge.
It kills you
instantly.
Actually doesn't matter.
All right, I think we found a creature. It's not a good one. It's a
His
Disciple.
1/1s are about to be able to live through morbid tragic slips. That's what's about to be able to happen. I understand that can't actually happen. I'm just
It can. If you go to Tragic Sub with Morbid, you just pump it, target with anything. All right. Ooh, top deck gut shot just to stop Matthew from playing a Phantasma, just sacrificing a Disciple. That was going to let him start generating some card advantage. All right. Draws a land. Yeah, is it finally up to 6? What is the Liliana at? Oh god, I hope it gets to 6 so he just like I hope that Liliana got to 6.
Oh my
What's
goodness.
the Liliana at? He ultimates and only gives him the Inkmoth. It's Inkmoth or everything else. That's what he has to ultimate. Oh man. Oh god, I hope that Liliana's at all the way.
Is it at 6?
If it's at 6, he just has to. He has to ultimate and it's at 6. All right, so he has to ultimate his Liliana and only give him Inkmoth Nexus. It's Ink. Oh, sorry. It's either. Sorry. It's either I have to be a little quiet because I get a little rambunctious. He has to like just have the piles be Inkmoth Nexus, and then the other pile 3 Wild Defiance, 5 Force. I don't see another way. Like, sure you can like.
All right.
All right.
But,
Yeah.
I
mean, you could just do the 3 Wild Defiances on the lands, or you could just do like. What you could do is you could do 3 Force and 3 Wild Defiances. I mean, I think it's just like you do Inkmoth against everything else. Just kill that Inkmoth with that Liliana. You have to.
Ultimate Liliana, destroy your Inkmoth Nexus.
Yeah.
Ghost Quarter.
Fine, that's fine.
Yeah. No,
I mean, I guess
I'm with you.
You could leave him with a forest, but I don't see the point. What would you take if the piles were forced Inkmoth or the others? You just keep forced Inkmoth, right? Ultimate, yeah. I hope they didn't hear me. Just leave him with the Inkmoth. That's too many forests anyway. It's way too many forests. 1 is too many.
I don't know. I think.
What does it matter? Like,
do you keep Forest Inkmoth here, or
if you give him, there's no reason to give him that extra forest. Killing a forest is irrelevant. Killing a force is irrelevant. It doesn't even matter. The only thing that matters on this board is 1 force, 1. So he is just going to chop him that way. I would have just killed the Inkmoth. Just kill the Inkmoth. Get that out of there. Yeah, I don't like that at all.
Yeah, and he has the Tragic Slip now.
Yeah.
Mental misstep.
Mental misstep.
Matthew Dennis now at 2 Infect.
And very few ways to interact with that Inkmoth Nexus.
Not looking good for him.
He just needs a guy. He needs to start doing something. He has 2 pods in play. Oh, is this a 1-drop? This is enough to start the chain? Alright, so now we get to start doing something. So, that...
Yeah, he can have a Dross Messenger in play this turn.
He will have Dross Messenger in play this turn.
Yeah.
This is going to go get a Blood Artist. Blood Artist is going to be sacrificed to nuke Nick Marriott for 1 life. Then we're going to go get...
Does he have any of the Blood Artists left in his deck?
Well, he better have kept 1. Oh, this is going to get real awkward.
1 for the chain.
Did he forget?
We've talked about this a bunch before. They have to keep 1 for the chain.
No.
Oh, this is a little strange. Ugh.
Oh, no.
That's gotta hurt a little bit.
I don't know what to say right now. I'm so
I feel bad.
sad.
Yeah. That's rough. You just have to keep 1 for the chain.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we thought about having like a Butcher Ghoul on the sideboard even, right?
Just something, but
Yeah.
That one's gotta feel a little awkward on camera. Don't think Matthew's gonna forget this one for a while. Green Sun for 2?
For 3. Gonna go get a Viridian Corruptor.
Kill off one of those.
Assume it's a Viridian Corruptor, right? No, he didn't bring in the Viridian Corruptors.
But then why would he Green Sun for all that matter? Because it doesn't matter.
It just doesn't matter at all.
Well, he could Liliana and maybe want to suck the Inkmoth. I don't know. not gonna make that mistake again.
And that one's not gonna happen again. Okay, go for the throat. Gonna deal with this listener off. Let's see.
Oh, I so want this game to go to another one. All right, that puts Matthew down to 4.
Infect.
All right, so he does have a card in his hand. That's just irrelevant. All right.
Yep, Nick going into 13 here. And it's erase.
All right, gets rid of an Apostle's Blessing, ships the turn back.
That's relevant.
Yeah, it's fine.
He got value out of the duress. I didn't think he was going to ever.
Yeah, that puts Matthew to 5, and any monstrous growth now wins the game.
Yep.
Or Titanic growth, sorry, excuse me.
Yeah, I mean, mutagenic growth doesn't, I mean, it shortens the clock by a couple turns, but that's it.
Oh my god.
Again. Wow, this game.
He just keeps drawing them.
Marriott. Matthew Dennis now at 6 infect, right?
No, at 5.
No, after that attack.
Oh yeah, that did put him at 6.
Yeah.
Right, please tell me Matthew found some way to get those pods active. It's so awkward that there's
7.
Ugh.
Well, I mean, Nick's winning the race now.
Any pump spell.
Any pump spell.
Oh, Apostles to protect it.
Yeah.
So he needs. Oh, he needs a top deck. He needs to find a pump spell right now.
Yep.
Any pump spell does it. Any Rancor, Ranger's Guild doesn't do it, but any Mutagenic Growth, any Rancor, any Titanic Growth wins in the game. Do we find? Nope.
And that's it. Here it is. Moment of truth.
Oh.
That's it.
Oh wow. Wow. Yeah, Matthew is kicking himself for not keeping in 1 Blood Artist. Not being able to bring the chain back.
Even if he just didn't sacrifice that.
Oh, the game was completely over if you kept in a Blood Artist. Yeah, he's so lucky.
Oh my gosh, I just looked like a crazy homeless person when it came back to the thing with my face.
Yeah,
I was so excited about that
So
match.
we reacted differently to the food poisoning. I am lightheaded and like pacing.